There is a hotel in Los Angeles that doesn't just hold history, it holds pain, a place people entered and many never left. This is the Cecil Hotel, and for nearly a century, it's been called the Hotel of Death, because inside these walls, tragedy is more than memory, it's ritual. When the Cecil opened in 1924, it was meant to be a jewel, 14 stories of marble, polished brass, and dreams of prosperity. It stood tall in downtown Los Angeles, promising comfort to travelers and businessmen chasing fortune. But then came the Great Depression, and when the money dried up and the neighborhood decayed, what was once a monument to success became a home for the desperate, the lonely, and the lost. It didn't take long before the Cecil earned another reputation, one written in blood. The first death came in 1927. A man named Percy Ormond Cook checked in and never checked out. Estranged from his family, he left a note saying he couldn't bear the separation anymore and took his own life. After him came W.K. Norton, found dead from poison in 1931. Then Benjamin Dodich in 1932, shot in the head, his body found days later by the maid. And Louis D. Borden, a retired doctor who slit his own throat in 1934, leaving behind a note apologizing for being a coward. Every few years, another name, another fall, another body. It was as if the building whispered to them, offering a final escape. In 1937, a woman named Grace E. Magro fell from the 9th floor. By the 1940s, guests no longer came for comfort. They came because they had nowhere else left to go. The papers called it another tragedy at the Cecil. And then came the 1950s and 60s, and the Cecil's newest victims were Helen Gurney, Julia Francis Moore, Pauline Otten. And fate was cruel. Pauline landed on a man walking below, George Giannini, killing them both instantly. Two strangers, one horrifying fate, and the Cecil ever-present, never satiated. But death didn't always come by choice. In 1964, one of the hotel's most beloved residents, Pigeon Goldie Osgood, was found dead in her room. She fed the birds in nearby Pershing Square every morning, a sweet old woman with seed-stained hands and a gentle heart. One day, a maid found her beaten, strangled, and stabbed. Her room was ransacked, her cap crushed beside her. A suspect was arrested, Jacques B. Eilinger, but released for lack of evidence. Her murder was never solved. Since then, guests swear they hear the faint flutter of wings in the halls and the creak of a rocking chair that isn't there. By the 1980s, the hotel had become a playground for predators. One of them was Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. He lived in a room on the top floor during his killing spree. Neighbors said he would return at night covered in blood, stripping off his clothes before walking half naked through the halls. No one questioned him. At the Cecil, they'd seen worse. A few years later, another killer, Jack Unterweger, an Austrian journalist, checked in. He claimed to be writing about crime in Los Angeles, but in truth he was murdering women again, just as he had back home. Two killers, decades apart, drawn to the same place. Was it coincidence or a curse? Then came Elisa Lam, January 2013. She was 21, traveling alone from Vancouver, bright, curious, a dreamer. She stayed at the Cecil in a room on the 4th floor. Security footage captured her last moments. Elisa inside the elevator, pressing buttons, peeking into the hallway. Hiding, stepping out, stepping back in. Her hands moved in strange, fluid gestures, as if she were talking to someone unseen. And then she walked out of frame and was never seen alive again. Weeks passed. The hotel stayed open. Guests kept drinking the water. Until they began to complain. The water pressure was low, the taste was foul, and sometimes it ran dark. A maintenance worker climbed to the roof and found Elisa's body floating in a water tank. 19 days she'd been there. The autopsy called it an accident, drowning. But no one could explain how she got past the locked roof door, or how she climbed into the tank and closed the lid behind her. Some say she was hallucinating, some say someone followed her. Others believe something darker was waiting, something that had been feeding on sorrow for decades. The Cecil has tried to shed its skin over the years. They've changed its name, painted the walls, remodeled the lobby. But the former occupants live on in Hotel Cecil's memory. Some say Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, was last seen in the Cecil's bar before her body was found mutilated in 1947. No proof, just whispers. Now, nearly a century after it opened, the building stands like a tombstone over downtown Los Angeles. Hundreds still live inside, unaware or unwilling to care about the hotel's past, but those who've stayed say they've seen things. A woman in old-fashioned clothes walking the hallways. An elevator that opens on its own. Water that runs red for just a moment, then clears. It is said some places hold stories and others hold souls. The Cecil Hotel holds both, and it never stops collecting more. If you feel like you're struggling with your mental health and need someone to talk to, check out the page below. If today's story interested you, please subscribe to watch more creepy stories.